I'm going to teach you how to feel accomplished at the end of every day. If you've ever felt completely stressed out and defeated at the end of your day and find yourself mindlessly eating or completely zoned out in front of the TV, then this is for you. I'm going to teach you how to enjoy those bites of food or bites of shows because you feel so good about how you've run your day. I'm Missy Hughes, and I teach you how to create your day, not survive it. So use the link that's pinned in the comments to sign up for weekly tips of how to get things done. So at the end of your day, you may find yourself feeling anxious because every time you go to address something on your to-do list, it's like it multiplies like a gremlin, and all of a sudden, there are three more things you have to do just to get the one thing done. Or maybe you feel completely drained because every task feels like five tasks. You have to make a decision about whether or not to do it and how to do it. Then you second guess yourself in the decision that you made. And then you procrastinate and choose to do it later. And then you do something distracting to kind of soothe that angst about procrastinating. And then maybe, hopefully, maybe not, you finally do the thing. And that just takes all of your energy and runs it right down the tank. Or maybe you feel overwhelmed at the end of the day because no matter how hard you work and no matter how hard you're focused, how clearly you're focused, it just seems like it can never all get done. You can't do it all. You're not capable. All of these feelings are a normal part of what we all experience, but they're also not the only opportunity. They're not the only choice that we have. So, how do you go from feeling these really tough feelings to feeling satisfied and proud and worked instead of drained? I want you to connect with your end of day you, the person you are in at the end of an ideal day. This is an ideal normal day, not like a vacation day. Vacation days are easy. You've got an umbrella in your drink. We want to go to a day where you're working, doing the things that you do, and you like the way the day has gone and you feel really good about it. I want you to go to that version of you and just take a picture. Imagine that you are standing on the edge of a mountain looking over this beautiful valley. And what you see is the day that you've accomplished, and you're noticing all the beautiful colors and all the flowers and all the hills, and there's an amazing sunset to boot. That may be hard for you. It's hard for a lot of us. And there's a part of us that's like, I don't know how to go to the end of an ideal day because I'm not rocking ideal days a lot. I'm rocking overwhelm and exhaustion and anxiety, right? There's a part of us when we can't picture that. There's a part of us that's not believing that it's possible. Maybe you're not believing that the ideal day is out there. Maybe you're not believing that you're the person who can create and implement and enjoy the end of that ideal day. But there's a part of you that's like, not me. Maybe that's for other people. Maybe that's for people who are lucky. Maybe that's for people who have better skills than I do. Maybe it's for people who are just better than me. But that's not for me. So if this is hard for you, if you're one of those, if you find yourself in any of those camps, you're not alone. And again, it's not all that's out there. So I'm going to teach you right now how to get specific about your ideal day. And part of being able to visualize it is being able to define it. So a lot of times we think of perfect. Ideal is synonymous with perfect, but I'm going to argue that it's not. An ideal day is not a good luck day where you got a good luck potion and everything you try goes well. An ideal day is a day that you feel good about what happened, whether it was great or not great. So, I'm going to give you a couple of parameters. I have 6 things that I want to share with you that you may be able to use in your construction of your ideal day. So the first is that you're prepared with what you can control. So that starts with just being able to say, okay, I know that I've got these appointments ahead of me. My day includes these items that I have to show up for. And so maybe that means, okay, if I've got these items, then I know I'm going to move my body some here and I'm going to be able to take a shower here. And if I have to leave the house, I can leave at this time to be on time. Now, listen, it doesn't mean that you're going to be on time because you may be on your way to being on time and have a car accident. It happened to me this week, actually. I was on the way from one meeting that ended in time to get to the next meeting that was I had time to get to, and I had a car accident. So we can't control whether it's perfect, whether it works out like we plan. We can only control what we can control. What time we leave, are we prepared for what's ahead of us? Do we know like what's supposed to happen in the day? Supposed to, like what's scheduled, right? Awareness and knowing like, okay, I'm probably going to be hungry around then. Am I going to have food? I'm probably going to be exhausted by all the things that I just did. And I'm not going to want to do some major project, right? Being able to control only what you can control and not try to control everything else. That's part of an ideal day. Knowing what's coming, controlling what you can control. The next, number 2 is believing that you can show up for those things. So, a really big roadblock for a lot of us is we have these things on our to-do list, but you're like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know that I can do that. That feels really hard to do. So, part of being able to complete your day is being able to know I can do that thing. It is possible for me. So if you have something that's on your to-do list that doesn't feel possible, then keeping it on your to-do list is a beat down. It is a way that you abuse yourself in little unconscious ways. If you're like, I gotta, but you have no idea how or why you want to do it, or maybe you don't want to do it at all. Those are all things that will hold you back. So believing that you can do the thing, if you don't, it needs another look. That's something that's like, it doesn't mean you can't, but if you're not believing in something, it means you can't right now. It needs another look. So maybe you break it down. Maybe you ask for help. Maybe you put that in some sort of goal of working up to. How can you do a smaller version? How can you break it down into parts? How can you ask a mentor or someone else who's done it before to help you accomplish it? Step number 3 is being able to acknowledge what went wrong without beating yourself up. So when I got into the traffic accident, it was my fault. That was pretty hard. I was really upset about that. I made a mistake. Did I intend to hit the bumper of another car? Nope. Didn't. Of course, I didn't. Of course not. That was never on my list of things to do that day. But did I make the mistake? Yes, I did. It went wrong. Now, listen, the part of me that wanted to beat myself up won for a little bit, but also the part of me that was like, hey, I know you're not trying to slam into people's cars. What happened? What went wrong? Wonder why you were in that situation. So then I looked around and I saw, oh gosh, that vehicle could have maybe been obstructing my view of this other vehicle. I wonder if that's what happened. And then another day I went back and I was like, oh, that is what probably happened. I don't know. I mean, I didn't see the car coming, so of course I didn't intend to hit it. So it doesn't matter the details of that accident. The point is, was I able to acknowledge what went wrong with something other than just judgment? Judgment might appear, and you can say, there you are. Hello, judgment. You feel terrible. And what else? How can I understand this deeper? And that's always the question that helps you feel good about something that doesn't go well. Feeling good about something doesn't go well doesn't mean that you're ignoring the bad parts. It doesn't mean that you're denying the bad parts. It means that you agreed with the way that you showed up and you're like, what can I learn? What can I understand deeper about what happened? The next part of this, the next step of clarifying an ideal day is being able to acknowledge what went right. A lot of times we will say, oh, if it went right, I expected it to go right. I am not over here celebrating the baseline. But I'm here to tell you, if you aren't even acknowledging the baseline, you're not making it repeatable. So when you say, oh, this went well, that task was completed, I'm going to acknowledge that it went well and is complete. What went well? Was it that I was prepared? Was it that I enjoyed the task? Was it that someone that I enjoy was there with me? What went well? What can I repeat? So when you know what is part of your sauce of going well, then you get to go towards that with more energy instead of just like it happening upon you. The car accident for the other guy happened upon him. He didn't have anything to do with that. He was just riding down the road. It happened to him, right? But a lot of times we address like the things that go well in our lives, like they just happen to us too. But we can go after those things. We can go after what's going well. How can I repeat that more? So, just like the skill of being curious about what went wrong, be curious about what's going well so that you can do more of it. The next, number 5, is agree to a stopping point. So, when you feel overwhelmed because your to-do list is never done, it's not that you're believing the wrong thing. Your to-do list is never done. It's not. The truth is, you have this amazing capacity for unending ideas and thoughts, millions of them in there. So is it ever done? No. You're never going to be at the end of a day and being like, yep, accomplished every single thing possible to do. But overwhelm is telling you it's not okay that it's not all done. I want to argue with that overwhelm. I want to offer an opportunity that it is okay, that it's not all done. Now, listen, there are going to be times in your life where you've got things that they need to be done. If you've got a deadline for something, you don't agree to a stopping point and ignore the deadline, right? There are times where you're going to keep going past the point where you're like comfortable to keep going, right? Sometimes we work through discomfort because the reason for our goal is worth it. But if we did that every day, all the time, all the to-do list, everything in our life has to be finished, that is an unrealistic expectation. So agreeing to a stopping point, maybe the point you agree to if you have a deadline is the end, but maybe you agree to these 3 priorities. When those 3 are done today, I'm done for the day, right? And that's enough. So agreeing to a point that's enough is really important, because if we leave that point ambiguous, we will never feel good. We will never feel satisfied because it'll never be done. So it will never be enough. That feeling is actually a choice. It doesn't feel like it's a choice when you're in it, but agreeing to that ending point is a powerful skill to practice. Number 6, identify your joy. That may sound cheesy to some of you, but if you don't know the parts of the world that make you happy, then it's very easy to focus on the parts of the world that make you unhappy. And that is by design from our survival brains. Our survival brains want to keep us alive. They don't care if we're happy. So they're looking for the dangers in the world. They're looking for the things that go wrong. They're not looking for the things that go right. That isn't important. It doesn't make you, when you're happy, it's not going to kill you. So you have to be intentional to find the things that bring you joy. You have to say, oh, I love colors. Oh, I love this color. Oh, I love animals. Oh, I love this animal. Oh, I love the, light at this point of the day. It doesn't matter what it is. The smaller, the better. Rack them up. Find the little things that give you even maybe you start with what's neutral. What doesn't feel bad? That might be a starting point too. So know that joy it doesn't have to mean everything's perfect and everything's great and you're at the top of the mountain and everything's beautiful. Doesn't mean perfect. It just means what is the other side of your magnet? What draws you to it? This can be tiny things, and the tinier, the better. I got to tell you, the color of that flower behind me brings me joy. It's one of my favorite colors. And good. Okay, great. When I see it, all I get to say is great. I don't do anything differently. I just get to acknowledge it. So, the thing that's important about identifying your joy is it distinguishes you from your to-do list. I know this is going to sound crazy, but you are not your to-do list. You are not made by what you've accomplished. You are not made by what you got done today. That's just the actions that you took. It's not you. So when you can identify your joy, when you can see it and find it and seek it and make sure it's a part of your life, then you get to look over, you get to create more of it. You get to be active in your day, not just letting it happen and not just on that hamster wheel. It's very easy to tie our worth to what we've accomplished. But listen, you can do a million things. You're not more worthy than you were 1,000 things before or 1,000 things after. You're worthy now because of who you are. Those are just things that you've done. So as you are claiming your day, as you are creating your day, making sure that there's some element of maybe what helps you feel neutral, or maybe what helps you feel grounded, or maybe just what helps you not feel something terrible is a start. It's a way to create your day. So each of these elements, and I'll just repeat them for you quickly. Be prepared with what you can control. Believe that you can show up for the items you're showing up for your day. Acknowledging what went wrong without judgment and instead with curiosity of understanding. Acknowledging what went right so that you can get more of it, multiply it, agree to a stopping point, and identify your joy so that you're separate from your tasks. These are the ways that you create your day. These are the ways that you make sure you have your hand in what's happening in your day instead of all of the things just happening to you. So I look forward to hearing how these items are interacting in your life, how they're turning out. Let me know, and I look forward to getting things done with you.